Jesse, throughout this losing streak, this lull, you've been really preaching staying confident and maintaining the chances that you've created would usually yield. After that first half, did you maybe start to think that it's never going to happen, just considering how many chances you put out there?
Actually, what I told the team at halftime is that it was a similar halftime speech that we've had lately, which is don't give the second goal away. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And actually, I believed it more at this halftime than ever because it was just impossible for us to continue to create such quality chances and for the ball not to go in. So on that note, I think that it was Bradley's best game of the year, Sasha's best game of the year, Mike's best game of the year, and Lloyd's best game of the year, right? So they really dictated how we did things in the attacking part of the field, and they were dangerous all night, and they all contributed to the goals. So that was really good to see.
We'll go second row center with Peter.
Hi, Jesse. Adrian Heath was just saying that he was commiserating with you about the officiating. Obviously, you have a different take on it, but what was your take on the controversial non-call? And do you think the standard officiating has been a real problem lately?
It's, I can't comment on it. Unfortunately, that's just the way that this works. Is that I have to be respectful. Not sure what to say about that play. Could have certainly you could have seen it gone as a red card. But it didn't, and fortunately for us, that's a moment where it's good for us, and we catch a break, which I feel like we haven't caught a lot of. So, that's all I really have to say about that. We got
Jesse, you're left with Dave.
Jesse, what sparked the difference in play? As you said, the four veterans on the club, leaders usually on the club, had probably their best games of the year, arguably the best games of the year. So what sparked that? And also, was there a point after seeing all these opportunities missed early on that you started thinking perhaps this was a jinx or a curse at some point?
Yeah, listen, it's like it's when you're part of this game for a long time, you see certain moments that I try to be true to what I'm looking at, right, and try to remove opinion and try to remove self-interest. And now just try to identify exactly what we're looking at and how to make things better and how to move forward. And when I've been looking at things, it's not like I look at a bunch of attacking players that have lost their way or have lost their work ethic or desire or commitment or anything, and which then leads me to believe that, people believe in luck and destiny and fate, all these different things. But for me, I believe in what's real. And what I know is real is those four guys are real. And they're dangerous, and I see it every day, and they're quality guys, they're quality players, and I knew that they're going to be dangerous players in this league, and they're going to get us goals. So did it take reminders at times for all of us? Yeah, but that's normal when you go through stretches like this, is just that, to continue to do the things that we all value and that we're going to come out on the other end in a good way.
Jesse, we'll stay to your left with Dan.
Jesse, two questions. First thing about Bradley, obviously finally gets 2 goals tonight. You told us at training on Friday that he said to you, once he bags one, he's going to start milking it, and he did. What did you do at halftime to remind him of that, or at least to tell him, keep going, and you'll finally get a couple tonight?
Really, all I said to them all was, don't look at me like, here we go again. Look at me like, we got this. No problem. Let's keep going. And I think trying to reassure them that we were in a good place. And with Brad, I believe in that guy. I told him I believed in him. I'll continue to believe in him. He will score goals, and that's that.
Secondly, the supporters, before you even leveled the game, they started singing Twist and Shout before you even leveled it. Do you feel that maybe there was an assist from the South Ward to help out the players mentally? Because they started singing, because usually they sing that song after they score, after you guys score.
Well, what I heard when the guys came in, the assistants came to me and said during warm-ups that the South Ward was packed, and that they were cheering them on and basically at shooting practice in warm-up, basically saying, "Come on, we got your back. Put it in the net. Put it in the net. Put it in the net." And so, the only reminder I made to them is before they went on the field tonight is go out there and show how much you love this club, how much you love these fans, and how much you love playing with each other. And I wanted them to have fun and go after it in a really brave but fun way and get back to the team that we know we can be. And they did.
We'll stay front row to the left.
With the 3 goals you scored tonight, I gotta ask, was there anything different in the manner in which the goals were scored that has been different to the way you guys have been trying to set up opportunities to score? And also, do those 3 goals, after all the questions you've been taking about all the possession and all the chances and they haven't translated to goals, does it kind of have a cathartic feeling that you and the team can kind of build off of?
Yes, for sure. We want to use it as a springboard and to move us forward in the rest of the season, right? Like, this can be a really big night for us, but there's a quick turnaround on Friday, and really good teams come into town. So I think it's a really good time for the team to enjoy these 3 points and certainly the attacking prowess of the night. And then, once we get to tomorrow, it's back to work and continue to push every day. And now we need to use Friday in a really good way to help us to continue to move forward.
Jesse will go center back.
Yeah, Jesse, how big a result do you think this is for your team? The fact that you encountered a lot of the same problems for much of the game, but came through it strongly in the second half. Do you think it can be a turning point?
Yes, I think it can be a turning point. I gave, again, on TV, I gave a similar message to what I've been given at halftime, and I gave one to the team, which is don't go down the second goal. Stay after the game. The goals are coming, and then once the first one comes, the second and the third are coming. And they proved me right this time. So that's the important part. Is now still in these moments where it can seem like we're not getting breaks. You've got to find a way to make your own breaks and then find a way to capitalize on moments. So we were able to do that tonight.
Front row, Ivis.
Jesse, last year, one of the big reasons you guys led the league in scoring was the play of your wide players, Grella and Sam. And it seemed like this year before today, they hadn't really been at that level they were last year. Today was the first time it looked like last year.
Yeah.
Did you get that sense? Did you see this coming in training? And you said you'd not stop believing in them, but was this the first time this year you've kind of seen them at that same level?
We made reminders to the attacking players to be on the run, to be on the move, not to just want balls to feet. I think they all did that tonight, and Sasha tilted the bar in a really good way tonight, where he was on the move a lot, and I think that added pressure on their back line, opened holes up and opened up gaps. And then again, it's just about training better, pushing harder. And then even at the end of it all, they kind of said to me after the game, like, you know what? Once we got the lead, it felt like us. It felt good to be ahead. It felt like we had more confidence and we weren't forcing things as much. And that, again, continued to create the danger and the confidence and the poise around the goal. So we need to use this in all the right ways to make us a good team. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah, I mean, listen, I had the Fox TV crew come and say to me yesterday at training, do you think you just overachieved last year and that, your players aren't, that had career years and they can't replicate that? And I said, I hope you asked them that. I want them to hear they're not very good. I want them to hear that, that last year was a fluke, all right? I don't think it was. I think we can be even better than last year, all right? But it was good to just see it happen today. It was good to see it executed and good to see them with confidence and aggressiveness.
Take our last question in the corner to Brian.
Jesse, considering there was a lot of frustration in the first half from a lot of misplays, Dax was yelling at Zizo, and then you had the calls. Now, the Loreen call, obviously Orlando was upset with, but Bradley seemed to think he had a penalty. Yeah. Sasha seemed to think he had a penalty. Yeah. How much did the one feed off the other, and how did it affect the way you played?
Well, yeah. It's not easy when you're not sure what you're going to get from the referee perspective, right? And then continuing to maintain the focus and the attention to the task at hand is important. But at certain times, you need to find a way to put a little bit of pressure on the referee too, but not cross the line and not have it be dissent and not have a team that's a bunch of whiners. So, it does test the mentality in a lot of ways to be strong, to be real, to find ways to get your message across if you feel like things aren't going the way they should. I'm trying to do that from the bench as well, but then also to stay ultra focused on what it takes to ultimately win the game. Yeah, I mean, you've seen it. You've seen it enough to know that in some ways you're at the mercy of certain decisions. Okay, but that's something that you have to live with. And if you spend too much time making excuses about it or bringing attention to it, then it can get in the way of what you're trying to achieve.
Thanks, Jesse.
Yep.